Cool.
I backdoored it. I did something else.
Yeah, hop in here.
Just kick us off. Where we are going.
All right, we're already live right now.
Live.
Second that the microphone decides to actually agree with me. Hello, everybody, and welcome into Calling the Game, an opportunity for a sports writer and broadcaster, whoever the heck he is and whatever he's doing right now, and our random guest person who happens to be helping with sound stuff for the moment is I'm Chris Lynch. The second that Dr. Vialone gets over here, he will be Dr. Vialone, and we are live streaming this while also watching Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Washington Capitals. It's currently a 3-2 Washington lead with 14 minutes, 28 seconds. And Vegas trying to make a comeback right now. They're on a power play. They just had a 5-on-3 killed off successfully by Washington. Now the Knights have to try to score on a 34-second remaining on their power play. Please forgive me, by the way, for the, oh, look, you're going to come over and join us. That's going to be great. And I'm going to make myself a little more efficient by getting my earbuds on so I can hear myself a little bit clearly. Hand me your thing. Actually, I'll plug you in.
Professionalism at its finest.
Clearly, we didn't just string this together when we were tired. So tired. All right.
You got to screw a little left.
All right, you're plugged into the board.
Oh, beautiful.
Grab your mic.
Power play from Vegas right now.
Make sure to not take the whole thing with you.
Yeah.
Just there we go.
It's just a cable.
All right, so that's Dr. Vialone.
A little further left, I think, actually.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't want to move.
that makes two of us.
Dude, I'm tired. I've been driving up and down the East Coast of the United States for 2 weeks, basically. Because I was in Washington, D.C. covering the Eastern Conference Finals.
You got to see Game 6, dude.
I got to see games 3, 4, and 6.
It's nothing short of incredible.
And I'm still annoyed with Tampa. Because
Really?
had the Lightning won Game 7, or had they won Game 6, I would be on an airplane in tomorrow, actually going to fly to Las Vegas. So, yeah, sir. No exaggeration. Our credentials were approved to go cover the games of the Stanley Cup Finals in Vegas. It would have been games 1 and 2 in Tampa. This game would be played in Tampa, and games 3, 4, and 6 hypothetically would be in Vegas. By the way, this arena is right on the Vegas Strip, just as a thing of interest.
Well, when we're finally famous enough to be able to sit at these games and comment on them in person, I think that'll be a relevant fact.
Just as a thing of intrigue and note.
Real quick, what's the penalty for?
It was a hook.
Okay.
I've been kind of fading in and out of
Consciousness.
Of awakeness, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's called consciousness, Chris.
Shut up, doctor. I know that you're a doctor of one specific thing. You're not a medical doctor. Bounced away from Carlson.
What I will say is this, okay? 2 weeks ago when we did our last podcast, I called this. I am so happy at this right now.
Yeah. I just wish I were able to go out and fly to Vegas to go cover this for a professional thing.
One step at a time, dude. You'll have your moment.
I know.
Is there a Craig Sager version for ice hockey?
Don Cherry.
Him I'm not as familiar with.
I'm going to pull up just so that you can see. I'll point out some of these for the camera when I get an opportunity. But Don Cherry's suits are a little ridiculous. And Cherry was a former coach in the NHL. He played for a coach for the Bruins and is a big personality up in Canada.
So let's see this right now. I'm assuming you've already been through the box scores and everything so far for the game.
Yeah. Ovi's got one. Brooks Orpik has one for the Caps, which is unusual because he had a very long goalless streak that was.
Let's see. So right now, so for the Capitals right now, Lars Eller.
Yeah,
Lars
Eller's-
Eller's got 3 points, 2 assists, 1 goal.
He's probably the top star if the score holds as is. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to interrupt you on looking at the box score. Here's the iPad. That's Don Cherry on the right.
Yes. I like that man.
He is a very old,
He loves
loud
his-
Canadian.
He loves his fruit and vegetables by the looks of it. Oh,
That is a poncho in the shape of a turtle shell.
I'm pretty sure it's been photoshopped, but that's
This is a double-breasted.
velour suit.
It's very nice. This is him on St. Patrick's Day.
That is clearly what happens to you when you realize, you know what? They can't stop me anymore. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh. Craig Sager,
God rest your
God
soul,
rest your
man.
soul, man, but you've got competition, and this guy needs to become national.
He is national in Canada.
No, he's not as recognized as Craig Sager, unfortunately, in the States.
That is a casino gambling suit.
And that is a man who looks like he's seeing the end of the world in front of him, right next to him.
Oh my god! I mean, just look at some of. Do you want to hold it up for the camera and scroll through some of the greatest hits?
I mean, this is just
Yes,
what
everything
on
about
earth?
this is beautiful.
All right, so I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna hold the. You
Yeah.
want me to hold your microphone, or you're just gonna put it right there?
Just
So these are some of these are Don Cherry's suits. It's a little bit of a delay, so but yeah, these are Don Cherry suits.
and just
They're glorious. They're absolutely glorious. Yeah, scroll through some of these. They're
it's style meets Andy Warhol meets Jackson Pollock.
mixed with an insane old curmudgeonly Canadian man.
And the one I end on is him with just with the hockey sirens everywhere.
With the lamp, with the red light. And oh, that's a kind of cool thing, because these watch parties in the building have gotten a lot more common.
Watch parties.
So this game being played in Vegas, but Washington is opened up their hockey arena to host people to watch the game as if the game were happening in DC, but they're just watching the game on television.
Gotcha.
It's
That's-
a
that-
very good idea.
That's common for some sports, isn't it?
It's gotten a lot more frequent for hockey.
Yeah.
Baseball doesn't do it that much, from what
No.
I know. Basketball does it, and football doesn't really do it.
No, but that's because their stadiums usually can house everyone and their mother's uncle.
Oh yeah. Also, I mean, everybody is watching the one football game a week on their televisions back home. They don't need.
So as it stands right now,
Vegas leads the series 1-0.
1-0. But who's gonna win? That's the question on my mind. Because right now they're playing in Vegas.
Truthfully, I'm flipping a coin on this one. I'm not going to try and call a winner. I'm really not, because these teams are a lot of fun to watch. They match up very well against each other, and I really think this will be a 7-game series. But that's the only prediction I'll make. I don't want to jinx any of these teams, and I don't want to. I genuinely don't know who I think is going to end up winning.
I think the Capitals are, man.
All right,
I'm totally biased when I say this
yeah, because you love Ovi.
because Ovi is my favorite Sadovich. Yes, Ovi.
And I'm sure that
Ovi, if somehow you see this one day and you comment on this, just know there's a special place in my heart for you, Rusky.
Mm. The
Then it's time for him.
yeah.
It's time.
Oh, he's too great to not.
And
I mean,
that's not to say the Vegas Golden Knights aren't good. They're terrifying.
yeah.
But if they can get this one right here, I see a 6-game series for the Capitals. But they need to get this one tonight. They need to get this one tonight on friendly ice.
Yeah. Well, they're getting outshot 10-2 already in the third period with half of it left to go. So that's a thing to note, that teams in the lead in any NHL game go into turtle shells in the third period.
Mm-hmm.
And any team that doesn't, see Tampa in game 7. Washington did not go into a turtle shell in that game.
Well, they can't
And-
afford to. The big thing is, though, besides that, it's just puck control. And even though Vegas is getting off more shots, I feel like Washington still is able to at least maintain some level of it.
Depends on where you're possessing the puck, because if Vegas is possessing the puck but only passing it around in their end, and now they've got some offensive chances. Well, some offensive zone time, I should say.
Yep, they're setting up.
Well, here's a keep. Well, they lose it because they did have the initial keep, but they didn't have the strength on it to keep possession of it long term.
I mean, the thing that impresses me so much for both of these teams is just their depth.
Mm-hmm.
Their depth just, I'm not going to say it's endless, but your second, third lines, they're cycling them in and out, and the quality of play isn't even being touched.
I mean, the fourth line is the thing that is the defining piece for the Capitals. That's the biggest reason why they were able to get through Tampa, is that their third and fourth lines were better than Tampa's third and fourth lines.
Yeah, it's, man.
Oh, they're a good team. They're both really
they're
good
both
teams.
fantastic, and either one who wins, it's a storybook ending.
Yeah. I mean, anything here is better than the National Basketball Association right now, and yet their outcome for their sport. I dare you to tell me I'm wrong. Do we want to
Chris?
touch on that?
Chris, it's a cold day in hell. Currently, you're not. Or it's a cold day in hell when you'll be wrong about that for the time being.
Yeah.
I've seen paint. I've watched paint dry. That's more entertaining and dramatic than that.
I mean, do we want to touch on that a little bit more right now?
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
So,
Golden State and Cleveland for the fourth year in a row.
it's not so much. See, here's the thing. I'm gonna say that the semifinals or the conference finals were more entertaining than the finals themselves.
Well, I mean, these finals haven't happened yet.
Well, they haven't happened yet, but I just don't see Cleveland having an answer. I genuinely don't, unless someone gets injured. You
have the greatest player of the age in LeBron James, kind of by himself, because
there's no one left. Is Love out for the series?
I don't think so. I mean, they held him out for precautionary reasons for concussion protocol in Game 7, but I don't think he's going to be out for the finals, or at least if he misses. If he misses many games, I think it might just be one, maybe 2 games that he ends up missing.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure, though.
Oh, that's something we can figure out.
Oh, so...
Well, more so the Cavs can figure out, and then we can... There's Eller right there.
Especially... Oh, yeah, that's a good point, because they're listing that Backstrom missed 4 games. He actually blocked a shot in the Pittsburgh series. I think it was Game 5 of that series. He blocked a shot with his hand and broke a bone in his hand. He came back in time for Game 4. Yeah, Game 4 of the Tampa series, and he's been pretty good since coming back in to the lineup. He's skated well. He's been a big part of a very successful run.
It's all about puck possession now. Whew.
And the question is whether or not Holtby can withstand an oncoming
onslaught. Yeah,
oncoming surge of pressure, because he's been the better goaltender through this game at least. I can't even say that there was much bad goaltending, despite the fact that it was a 10-goal game in total, 6-4 in Game 1. The shots that people were getting off were just
they
were pretty good. There were a few. There's one in particular that was on a bad bounce that went in Vegas's favor, and okay, Vrana's doing some pressure and getting some pressure and doing some work. Good control on the left pads off Fleury.
Yep.
I think it's possible for Fleury to still win the playoff MVP even if the Knights lose.
If it's a set of low scoring games, then yes.
Yeah.
Once it starts getting too high, then
yeah. If they're barn burners, then probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Agreed.
The last guy to win the Conn Smythe while being on the losing team, Jean-Sebastien Giguère in 2003 with the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Took him to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals against the New Jersey Devils before they just plain ran out of steam. And
that's only happened once in basketball with Jerry West, correct?
Correct. Only happened once in Jerry West. There was one year in 2015 when the first Cavs Warriors series won. If the Cavs would have forced it to Game 7, I think they would have given the MVP of the
To
series to
LeBron.
LeBron,
Yeah.
just because he was that dominant. By and large, they were not going to, and they're not going to end up giving it to a player on the losing team in that sport. Hockey, it can happen. It's frequently, if it's a player on the losing team, it's for a goaltender because they can single-handedly drag a team there. So that 2000, oh my God, the 2003 run, 15-6, a 162 goals against average, and a 945 save percentage.
Jeez.
That's straight up illegal. And also, he had the longest playoff overtime shutout streak at 168 minutes and 27 seconds. That's the amount of overtime play that he went without giving up a goal in those playoffs.
Well, so that's all. Okay, so real quick. This is going on. Let's finish the NBA real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So, Cavs Warriors, best teams in the league. Well, okay.
LeBron is the best player in the league.
And happens to be on a team that's good enough for him to skyrocket, quite literally.
I would say they both got very lucky with the teams that they faced in their runs. So for the Cavs, Indiana, good team, but Oladipo didn't have a lot of help beyond himself.
Nope.
I mean, I still think that Oladipo and Paul George maybe being on that same team is actually no, that they were traded for each other, so never mind. That's not even a possibility.
That was a swap.
Never mind. But one other big time player really is all you need in order to try and
to stop LeBron.
Yeah.
Well, that's where Boston hit the roadblock. They lost Irving.
Well, also here's the other thing that before their playoff run, Cleveland ran into a team whom they own in the Raptors in the second round.
Yep.
That's just not even.
Yeah, that's not even competition right there.
No, and Boston, I don't feel bad about that loss to the Cavs.
No,
we shouldn't have been there in the first place because the fact that we even were that close to winning it in any capacity is a little ridiculous. Because also you saw the dunk in which Tatum baptized LeBron, right?
I actually did not.
Oh,
I'll be sure to look that up then.
Oh, Tatum baptized the king. it was beautiful. Just one of those that you look at and you think, oh God, yes, more of this, please. So that was a lot of fun. And they just ran into a situation when late in an important game, you need someone who you can turn to go get a basket. They just didn't have that guy, Kyrie Irving, who, by the way, wasn't on the bench for Game 7, but because he had surgery for something. So he was, I think he was kept out by the Celtics so he could, recover properly after having surgery. But he just wasn't there because, things were happening.
Injury.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate, but I don't feel that bad. We're going to absolutely roll the league next year, I think.
Yeah.
With a lineup that would.
Well, again, you need to be healthy, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Hayward.
I mean, it's the same thing with the Spurs right now.
Get Kawhi back healthy. But think about this potential. Just think about this potential. A starting lineup of Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford.
It's about as strong as a starting five as you can get.
I am very excited. I want next season to start right now, but
no, we gotta get to the playoffs first.
All right, and then the Golden State run. I think they also ran into some real luck.
Yes, they got the Spurs
without
Kawhi.
Yeah, didn't have that much to answer.
The Rockets really gave them problems when they started playing them more aggressively on the D.
Here's the. This is Oshie. He's gonna run into numbers unless he gets. There's a shot, and that's a good save and deflection. I think that there's another interesting matchup that they ran into, and that interesting one is New Orleans.
Yep, their second round. Yep.
They didn't have Boogie.
No, and that hurt them because the one place we can hurt the Warriors is the boards.
Yeah.
And for that reason, Kevin Love is that much more important.
Oh yeah, Love can own the rebounding game.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also it was opened up in that series against Houston. You can push around the Warriors.
Yes, you can.
You can physically intimidate them. And because of that, I don't give it as a write off that the Cavs are just going to get annihilated and swept out of the building. I think they can put up a fight, but
I just don't think I don't think the Cavs are the team for that though.
I mean, they kind of have to be. Thompson can go up and get the boards, which basically has to be his only job. And Love can.
Love has to against
Yeah.
Draymond.
Oh yeah, he has to win that matchup. I mean, you have to win that matchup at center, and LeBron has to be better than Durant.
Mm-hmm.
Simply put, Love has to be better than Durant. And also, J.R. Smith had better hound Steph Curry into being able
Smith
to do
starting point guard?
absolutely nothing. He's really a shooting guard.
I know, but
But-
are they gonna put him on the one in defense?
I could see them doing that. I mean, you really take your pick. You have him either on Curry or on Thompson.
I would rather have him on Curry, but the way I've seen teams in the past play, I rarely see the 2-on-1 swap these days on the defensive end.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing about it is that either one of those guys, I think Thompson or Curry, could play as a 1 or a 2 guard. So,
And well, that's the modern NBA. Your backcourt is always going to be basically interchangeable at this point.
yeah.
Unless you somehow got a point forward or something taller. Oh, that was a good block.
Yeah. Vrana with a nice rip. This is a nice shot from the point and nice kick save. Fleury's a great
Fleury
player.
is earning his paycheck right now.
Yeah. I really think I've heard some people say that Fleury is an overrated goaltender, and I just go, dude, no.
I disagree. I really disagree. After this season, he's making another case for himself.
Wasn't even this season that convinced him for me. I think he's a future Hall of Famer.
Oh yes, easily. In my mind.
Also, interesting question that I've heard from some people.
Mhm.
Is Vegas a lastable hockey market?
It's funny you mentioned that. I had a very interesting conversation with someone about 5-6 months ago,
Okay.
and he actually lives in Vegas.
Cool.
And one of the reasons he told me that it, in his opinion, it was, and I'm inclined to believe him, is that a lot of casino executives are actually Canadian.
Yeah.
A lot of casino executives are Canadians.
I've heard that said before as well, yeah.
And that's actually how they were able to convince the NHL to get the Golden Knights. Here we go.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a fight. They're just going to tangle up.
They're going to tangle up and jibe.
Oh, hi, Neil. Yeah, Neil played for the Penguins for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Neil fits in that weird window of he was with Pittsburgh after they won their cup in 2009, but was traded away to Nashville for Patrick Hornqvist.
Gotcha.
So he fits in that weird window where he had some battles with the Caps, but it was never for the biggest of playoff battles, if you will. But so yeah, he doesn't like this team either, and they don't like him.
They don't like him. Yep.
I mean, they're on opposing sides. So funny how that ends up working out, right?
True that.
Yeah. Anywho,
well, with regards to everything else, though, it's still, I see Vegas as being something sustainable. Now, how profitable it is, that's another question. But sustainable, I mean, given this first year run, the bookies in the city love it. That's all it's going to be at a certain point.
Well, keep in mind also that this is the first professional sports team that Vegas has ever had, and this is the first.
Is it?
Yeah, they've never had a professional team in a. They've had
like a USFL or something.
They've had minor league baseball teams, but for just major team sports, the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and National Hockey League, they've never had a big time thing. They've had college sports before. The Running Rebels is probably their biggest thing, and the Raiders are going to be moving there not too long from now. They've But this is a pretty new thing. Their minor league team, they do have a team affiliated with them, but it's always been known as a gambling city, and professional sports teams have steered clear.
of it.
I don't think you're ever going to see a Major League Baseball team in Vegas. Because,
former professional teams.
Yeah, there been a bunch of minor league.
So they had an AFL, an Arena Football League team.
Yeah. Played at the Thomas and Mack Center, which is the home field for the Running Rebels.
They have an MPSL team,
which is
National Premier Soccer League.
Gotcha. Which is that a competitor to MLS or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Which is getting a lot more play recently.
Yes, actually, San Antonio. I think we have the San Antonio. I think they're still considered NPSL, but they have the Scorpions.
Mm-hmm. Were people going to those games?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've been. So let's see. Boston has a team. Wow, there's quite a few. Now, would I call it the highest level?
Oh, Obi with it taking to the corner, but this won't be a. He'll shoot on this one. This is he'll try to make a play out it to Wilson.
Yeah, just keep the puck moving in the back. But so far, with both of these teams, a lot of good movement, and these goalies, if it weren't for the fact that they're being shot at every 15 seconds, they're brick walls.
Yeah.
Both of them.
And the shots are pretty quality that they're getting through.
Yes.
But what's interesting about it, I love the construction of Washington's top line. Ovi's the scorer on the left wing. Kuznetsov is a very skilled center who can go in and make some quality plays. But Tom Wilson, who is a very disliked player by a lot of people. Like, people view Wilson as a dirty player. And he's been suspended actually earlier on in these playoffs. He hit Zach Aston Reese.
Lightning, right?
No, against Pittsburgh, actually.
Okay, yes.
He served a 3-game suspension. And I got to say, it was a completely deserved suspension.
Oh, he did. You
saw the hit.
Yes, it was blatant.
It was a dirty hit.
Yeah.
I said, and that's actually a controversial opinion, believe it or not, to hold.
Really?
Yeah, there were some people who thought that it was a clean check, but it was turned. Oh, how did they miss that? That is a terrible bounce. That must have caught the heel of his stick, I think.
Jeez.
Tuck had that one on his stick and had Holtby out of his net with a terrible bounce.
Yeah, let's see.
Watch this play. So puck comes in. It's going to bounce up here. Holtby doesn't see it there. Here's a pass.
Pass to the left side.
It went off his heel.
It went off with Holtby's stick. Holtby got it. Jeez. He caught it right on the stick
and then put it in his hand, and that is highway robbery right there. I thought the puck had gone up and over.
Yes, you can even see the fans. They're celebrating.
They're showing
Ovechkin. Ovechkin is just dying.
My God. So, by the way, we've got 1:59 left. They still haven't pulled their goalie, Vegas. So, Fleury is still in net right now. Okay, now they're going to take their time.
Yeah, here we go. The timeout.
So, by the way, each team gets one timeout in. And I noticed this. I watched Game 7 of every series.
Real quick, that's the save of the series, I think.
That's to this point. It's only 2 games.
It's only 2 games, but
he didn't know that puck was going to bounce.
Jeez.
That's quick reactions. That's very quick reaction.
The fact that he got it on his stick is...
Stick never got too far off the ice, actually.
No, he kept it because I think he was looking for a low shot.
Yeah. Well, actually, you've watched Dominik Hasek tapes, right?
Yes.
He always speaks about in goaltending situations, seal off the ice and don't give them a lot of room to shoot it off. He always
he always liked to come out of the goal and bully players if he could as well.
No, that wasn't more what he liked to do. I mean, it's not like he's Billy Smith hacking people.
Well, no, yeah, he's not. But if he had to get out of the crease, he had
to get out of the crease, yes, but
36 to 23 face-offs.
Yeah,
and did they pull Fleury yet?
They don't list it.
No, they don't.
Still 5 players. Oh no, they did. And that
empty net. Here we go.
And I think that one clanged off the post.
Just kick it off.
Yeah, that's a bad bounce, and that's a very fortunate keep. Oh, into the Holtby's glove from
Holtby.
Marchessault.
Man, this is
also a random thing. I like both of the uniforms that the teams have.
It is quite a contrast.
I mean, I don't love the Golden Knight uniforms, but I don't really hate them either.
Oh, off the pole right there.
And I think that one came off of Orpik. Yeah, off the post.
Yeah, off the pole.
The hockey terminology isn't the pole; it's off either the post or the pipe.
Fair enough.
I'm just teaching you a bit of the hockey.
Hey, look, I gotta learn some point.
Also, random thing. I am currently wearing the color scheme for the Capitals home uniforms: blue pants and red shirts.
Oh, here we go. Here we
Cano
go.
should keep possession. This is rolling. Oh. This isn't going to be icing, but can Vegas clear it?
Okay, yeah, Vegas has got to move it back. So they've got it. But as long as they're being forced to cycle it.
Okay. Lock them into a corner battle. This bounce up front. Okay. This is plenty of time to cause some damage.
Yeah, this is more than enough. Deflected.
Out. But that's put into the bench, so the face-off going to come back into Washington ice. That's not a very good clear by Backstrom.
Yeah. You'll take what you can get at this point.
No. You need a good clear to get out of it because you don't want the face-off in your end. That's a better opportunity, especially with how many face-offs Vegas has been winning.
Yeah. It's a 1.5 to 1 ratio, so
you can't give them that kind of opportunity. So I don't think that's not a very good clear by Backstrom.
Oh wow, I thought it would be closer to mid ice. I didn't think it'd be that close.
That's where when I said face-off back in the offensive zone.
Yeah, you know I see what you mean.
Wait, hold on. Washington actually won a face-off? That's weird. But good clear. This will be icing.
Side.
Icing. Right on back to the offensive end for Vegas. That's the issue with icing the puck like that. You've got to make sure that someone is bolting down to that end of the ice.
Just checking stream health.
Oh, pretty useful.
55 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, these fans, they want it.
They do.
Let's see how this goes.
Who's hopping into the face-off dot? That's
Howla? Eller for Washington.
Good tie-up. Good Vegas possession out of that.
Oh.
Out. That's a good out. Couldn't get it much
neutral
deeper
space
than
right there.
Throw it on net. He didn't know what to do with it, so he just shoveled it out. That's a good punch out. That's another icing.
Yeah, it's icing right there. What is the regulations for icing? Remind me specifically.
So
it's from the other side of the blue line all the way to the opposing net.
Red line. So if Washington clears the puck behind the Vegas net and it wasn't touched by either team before it clears the end line, and Washington last played it before the red line, the center ice line, that's icing.
Okay, so the red line is the center line. Okay,
correct.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's out. Vegas is losing time. They need to
do something.
Gain the zone. That's good. Riley Smith
lost it.
Carlson. Good hit. Good shot. Bounced. Carlson controls.
Just clear it.
Just get into neutral ice at this point. This will do one last icing with 10.8.
One more good clear, and that might be it for this game.
Will be it. You get that out with just 5 seconds left. There's not enough time to do anything with it.
And then during these penalties, are teams allowed to swap players?
No. Okay. I should say Washington is not. The team that ices the puck is not allowed to switch out their players. Vegas can if they want. Vegas gets the last line.
Just look at the sweat on Holtby's uniform right now.
They're killing themselves.
This dude is just dropping bullets.
10.8. Here we go.
Here we go.
Tie up. That's a good play for Washington.
That's what they needed right there.
Okay, time burning down.
Just clear.
Washington wins.
That's it.
All right, series tied to the game apiece.
Now they get to go at it.
We have ourselves a series. Don't tangle the officials up in it. They tangled up one of the officials in it, and now we hate each other.
No. Oh no.
Don't you love playoff hockey? There's gonna be a line. There's gonna be a handshake line at the end of this series between these players.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how well that goes over.
I mean, if Detroit Red Wings players were able to shake Claude Lemieux's hand,
I
at the
know,
end of that
right?
series, you know that whole story, right?
Yes, I actually do. I've been catching up on my hockey history as of late.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that series led to probably the better part of a decade of bad blood until probably in the early thousands when they're like
96 to 02, you could really say that rivalry was a thing.
Yes.
I mean, those fan bases still kind of dislike each other, but it's
Kind
simmered
of.
down a
I
lot.
mean,
Detroit
it's gotten better. It's
Detroit
certainly
and
has gotten
Colorado
better,
are
yes.
certainly not the same level of competitiveness.
These days, no, and thankfully, no one has officially apologized.
No one will.
But no one
Holtby
will.
with 37 saves on 39 shots.
He's got that. He's
Hold
rocking
on.
the floor.
Orpik didn't have a playoff goal since 2014.
Really?
He's been a stay-at-home defenseman and he's had a permanent spot, and he's drawn a lot of criticism for being an overpaid player on the Caps. And he was a very important piece of Pittsburgh's run to the 2009 Stanley Cup. Orpik's already got his name on the cup, but with Pittsburgh.
Okay.
He was part of a 2-year run in which the Penguins went to the final in 2000.
They're interviewing Holtby right now.
Yeah, that's Pierre Maguire doing the interview with him, who's respected and kind of meme-worthy.
37 saves on 39 shots.
Kind of ridiculous.
This last one still is just incredible.
Play of the game. It really
Easily.
It was a random thing. Orpik, he's from San Francisco. He's a hockey player from San Francisco.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly strike me as Hockey City, USA.
He went to Boston College, though.
Mm.
Means I clearly don't like him. But he was signed. Oh my God, he was signed in 2014. 5-year, $27.5 million. And he didn't have a playoff goal since the 2014 postseason until this game. Yeah, I don't know why they kept him on, but he scored a goal tonight, so that helps.
Well, he paid his dues.
Yeah,
simple as that.
Yeah, he was a part of it. He was. I mean, he's a champion. He's a really good player. So,
you want to call in the next couple minutes? Because you got to get home and get some rest, dude.
Yeah, because I sound exhausted.
So I think we'll be cutting this.
Yeah.
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
I will deal with setting up the cameras next time much more efficiently. I'll figure out how to wing using this. I think I've found another way in my spare time in this podcast pondering.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
real quick, Warriors over Cavs. Let's just reiterate.
6 games for me, I think.
Yeah. And you're calling a coin toss, but it's going to go to game 7. Ovechkin looks like he lost 3 years of his life in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Also, this is a beautiful tweet from our friend UT. Congratulations, Washington Capitals. You can finally boast that you have more playoff success than the St. Louis Blues. Wear it with pride, you guys. You've earned it. Because keep in mind, the Blues have been to...
They've been to 1 Stanley Cup.
3 finals.
Really?
68, 69, and 70 because they were put into...
the expansion.
Because 67 was the great expansion when the league went from 6 teams to 12.
To 12, yeah.
And they put all 6 new teams
into their own conference.
Yeah, so those teams were the Blues, the Flyers, the Penguins, the LA Kings, the Oakland Seals, and someone else.
Hartford?
No. Oh, they were in the WHA. The Minnesota North Stars, I think.
Yeah.
Who later became the Dallas Stars in the middle 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that works out. So, all right. We'll have something for you, we think, next week.
Yeah.
We think. I'll be on Cape Cod for the whole summer, so...
We can figure something out.
We'll always figure things out to make this happen. My house is open if you want to come on down.
Yeah, let me bring my computer and everything.
We got a ball player coming down to play with the Whitecaps who's going to be staying at our house.
Nice.
That's going to be a great time. So, I'm Chris Lynch.
I'm Thomas Villalone Jr.
Make sure to watch playoff hockey, and unless you like watching complete domination, don't watch the NBA Finals. Good night.
Just going down hard in a ton of bricks. All right, I gotta go shut it off now. Oh.